Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Mouseketeer known as Stevie, and beside me is my co-host, the all-knowing crown jewel of Disney fandom, Cameron. We are just two dads raised on the mouse, here to give you tips, tricks, news, and overall entertainment for all things Disney. So turn us up in your pumpkin carriage, or maybe you're watching us on a magic mirror. But either way, we invite you to be our guest for an episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. Cam, how are we feeling this week?
Listen, we're sitting here, we're talking about Disney. That's all that matters. It's great whenever we get to talk about Disney, and I'm really excited for this episode that we're going to be recording because we're talking about Disney parks again. So I'm super excited about this.
Yes. So just to let the fans know, we are not doing Mouseketeer Moments this week, and we will not be having any news. But if you do want to hear our news, you can always follow us on Instagram. But let's get down to the real meat and potatoes of it. Everybody wants to know, when I go to Disney, what should I do? We know that there's so much that can be done. Mm-hmm. There's so many options at Disney, but Cam, you also know there are some things that you can't get away from. You need to make sure you do these. If your time is limited, put these on your list.
Absolutely.
So, Cam, what do you think about that?
So it's huge. And what I like to do might be not in your wheelhouse kind of thing. So I think the way to frame this is like, if somebody asks me what are some must-dos, I always preface it as like, these are my must-dos, but your goals and your love of certain things on your trip, those might be completely different from me, but straight up, these are what my must-dos are. And I always frame it as, because everybody thinks about it as like rides, right? I don't think about it as rides. Yep. I think about it as everything, because Disney is not Six Flags. It's not your run-of-the-mill come into town amusement park, right? It's a theme park. It's everything's incorporated it. So whenever anybody asks me this question, they think I'm going to hit rides, and I do hit rides, obviously, but I'm also talking about food. I'm talking about experiences. I'm talking about like little things to do, like you'll see on one of my lists here for when we talk about Magic Kingdom. One thing is like something that I always make sure to tell people that they should do. But like I said, sometimes I've had people do these things and they've loved it. And sometimes they're like, yeah, that wasn't for me. And that's cool too. And that's where they can make their own must-dos. But I feel like for me, like there's just so much to do at Disney, like you said, but I always have a couple goals of like, I got to do this, I got to do this, got to do that. And that's that nostalgic piece that comes in. So these are my must-dos. And I know you have yours as well, Stevie, which is really fun that we get to compare and contrast what our must-dos are.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point to put out. Is the list is going to fit differently for others. These are our must-dos. So you might be going with children. You might be going with your significant other. You might be going with some family members or by yourself. I mean, hey, do you have fun? Keep it magical. But today we are going to focus on the kingdoms, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. So we're going to kick things off first with Ground Zero, Magic Kingdom. Cam, would you like to kick us off with your first must-do when you go to Magic Kingdom?
Absolutely. So my first must-do, so this again goes off a little bit what people think. They think that I'm going to talk about rides or maybe even restaurants. I'm talking about experience you got to do, and that's just taking a castle picture. I make sure I have a castle picture every trip I go on, no matter what, as long as I'm going to Magic Kingdom. I just actually realized this trip I'm going on in July is actually the first time I'm going to Walt Disney World without going to the Magic Kingdom. So I'm not going to have a Magic Kingdom picture from this trip, which is kind of crazy. But every trip I've ever gone to where I've stepped foot in Magic Kingdom, I have a castle picture. And it's just really cool, especially if you try taking around the same spot. And you go multiple times throughout your life with your family, your friends. It's really cool because you can see how you grow. If you're bringing your kids, you can see how your kids grow. It's really fun too to have like a picture of like, okay, this trip, it's just me, my wife, and my daughter. And then, oh, here's the picture from the next trip. And hey, look, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law are in it because they made that trip with us. So you get to look at each trip and be like, hey, look how we've grown. But like, hey, look who else is with us. So these people are with us. And that's just really cool, especially as you get older and stuff like that. It's just fun to have those memories and like a little flip book of like, oh, here's Cam when he was 5 years old in front of the castle. And here's him as a 30-something-year-old in front of the castle with his daughter now, which is really cool. So I always tell people to do a castle picture. Now, I do have a caveat with this. Okay. You can get the caveat picture or the like bread and butter picture in front of the castle. I hate the in front of the castle picture. Okay. I hate it.
Okay.
There's so many people walking behind you. It ruins the moment. a little bit for me because there's just a crowd of people. So what I like to do for our castle picture, and this is a good tip, if anybody's thinking about getting engaged or proposing at Disney World, take a tip from me. I did a really good job, I think, personally. If you're going to do a castle proposal like I did for Lisa, go to the side of Magic Kingdom. If you're looking straight on, go to the left as if you're heading toward Frontierland and Liberty Square. And right next to Sleepy Hollow, there's like a little bridge area. And if you go past that bridge right next to Sleepy Hollow, there's a really good picture spot right there where you get a beautiful side profile of the castle. And it's perfect because you can be right up against the wall. There's no one there. So it's just a straight up picture of you, you're sticking together, whoever is in that picture, and then Cinderella's castle, which is really cool. So that's where I proposed, because the whole time I was like, I've seen so many people propose in front of Cinderella's castle, and there's butts in the picture. There's people doing weird stuff in the picture. This was a perfect spot for me to have this like perfect picture. And we can put it in this episode. We can put it on the Instagram too, where there's no one else there. So now that's always been me and my wife's spot every time. Yeah, we do the castle picture in front just for posterity's sake, but we always take our family picture on the side of the castle so we can again have that tracking of growth from seeing when Lisa and I got engaged in 2018 to where we are now with our daughter. So it's really cool. So that's my tip, and that's my must do. You got to get a castle picture if you're going to Magic Kingdom.
Yes, I 100% agree with this, and because this is the equivalent of, this is the type of tip that you can give anybody, no matter where you're going. If you tell me that you went to New York and you don't have a picture at Times Square, how am I going to know you went to New York?
Yeah.
You can't say you went to Disney World and you don't have a picture in front of the castle. Now, I do agree with you. I remember when we went to that side of the castle, we got some great pictures. I will say that if you do want a picture in front of the castle, because you've seen the picture that Katie and I and Jazz took in front of the castle that came out great. There's very minimal people after lunchtime. So if you pretty much when there's no parades going on, not a lot of people, because there really isn't a lot going on in that space in front of the castle unless there's a parade. So if you really want to get that shot, you want that angle, wait until about midday. Parades are done. People are all going to be off in their other areas, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, Adventureland, whatever. And you don't have to worry about, again, you have the rope drop people, everyone that's coming in the morning that all want their pictures on Main Street, etc. That's the best time. It's almost, I would say that's the Disney golden hour if you want that picture.
Yeah.
Because obviously it is an iconic picture.
Yeah, because you're right. Because literally, people walk in, and the first thing they do, they're like about to head on a ride, but instead, like, oh wait, there's like 50 not really, but there's like a bunch of PhotoPass photographers.
Oh, yeah.
All down like every like 20 feet, basically down Main Street. They're gonna stop and get one of those pictures. So it's super crowded. No matter which PhotoPass person you go to, there's always a line. But yeah, those afternoon pictures, even though the sun's coming beating down on you, those are good ones if you don't want those crowds of people around you.
Yeah, the lighting is good. You're not going to have a bunch of people. You still might get, a handful of people here and there. But I have found the photographers are really good at focusing in on your group and kind of blurring the rest of the people out.
Yeah.
But yes, you got to have that. You have to have that picture. I don't care if you take it on your phone. I don't care if you use one of the PhotoPass people. And I remember you telling me, because I remember when we went there early in the morning and you have all the PhotoPass people that are there because they know. I mean, I guess in my head, I kind of think of it like, like a police squad, like early in the morning, you just line them all up. And it's like, do you have your weapon? Yes, I'm ready to take pictures. It's like, hoorah, let's go. And they just go out there and they just picture taking all day long. I think it would be hilarious. Just have them all lined up next to the Dapper Dans,
just ready to go
in front of Casey's, just ready to go.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, for me, I am going to go with one of my favorite breakfasts. We have shared this location before. It has become a rope drop staple for me. A warm cinnamon roll and LeFou's brew from Gaston's Tavern in Fantasyland. It goes hand in hand. This meal is, I'm trying to think how to put this. This is the breakfast of rope drop champions. This is what you want.
And this is huge, TV. Sorry to interrupt, but like everyone and their mother is going to the Starbucks on Main Street. You beeline to Fantasyland. No one's there. It's perfect. You're absolutely right. This is a great breakfast spot for that.
This is the breakfast of rope dropping champions. You know where everyone is going to hover. You know where everybody's going to be. So you know exactly where to go to beat the lines, to beat, the heavy rush. You just, you walk in, as long as you don't, and this might also be a must do, but actually it's more of a must don't sprain your ankle on Main Street.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to many people. I've seen strollers get stuck. I've seen dads lose it all. You don't want your first day at Disney to to start off with a limp, but get past all the people that are trying to get their pictures taken and everything because they just got in there. The people that are rushing into stores first, the people that are going to Starbucks, go straight behind the castle. Get to Gaston's. The cinnamon roll is just beautiful to look at. It's about the size of a softball for those listening, and they do not skimp on the frosting.
It's perfect.
Now, I understand, because sometimes I can be in a health kick as well. I understand those that might think, well, you don't want sugar first thing in the morning. Trust me, if you're really trying to tackle Disney, you need that pick me up. You can get your coffee later. Yeah, you're going to burn it off anyway. Whether it's the sun, whether it's, running to different lightning lanes, you will be fine, but you're going to want that energy. Get your coffee in the afternoon when Starbucks kind of dies down. Trust me. Or if you can find a Joffrey's, because I've never been a big Starbucks fan, but Joffrey, I will give that man my wallet.
Excellent. Thank God it's the coffee in Disney World.
Yes. So that's going to be my thing. Get this, and then LeFou's Brew, this apple juice slushy. I wish I could get it in other places. It is very good, especially I know you've told me before, but that special whipped cream they put on top.
Toasted marshmallowy kind of cream they put that looks like a foam head from like a beer basically, but it's sweet.
The first thing in my mind is
non-alcoholic for the kids out there.
Yes, it is non-alcoholic. I mean, I remember the first time I had that, I was like, it's sweet. This is delicious. If this is what Gaston is drinking, I don't know why he's not shaped like Baymax. But it is. I love this breakfast. This is to start the day. And then sometimes I'll even go back when it's really hot out, just because the LeFou Brew, you can get it normal, or you can get it, nice and frosty. It's nice on a hot day. This or Dole Whips, but LeFou's Brew is on one of my must dos. If I'm going to Magic Kingdom, it's on the list.
Perfect. All right, my second must do. How do we order it? We'll go rides. We'll go ride this time. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna give you 3 rides. I'm gonna say ride the mountains. Okay. And what I mean by that, there are only 2 mountains now, and one of them is actually shut down right now. But when it's going, you got Big Thunder Mountain, you got Space Mountain, and it's no longer Splash Mountain. It's now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which I do love. But I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. Stacy from the Disney Must Do show that was like constantly on a loop at the hotels would always call it the triple mountain whammy. And that's what me, my cousins, and my sister always grew up calling it. Like, gotta hit the whammy. So I was doing the 3 mountains: Splash Mountain, now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Space Mountain, and Thunder Mountain. That was always a must do for us whenever we're there, to hit all 3 of those rides. So even though it was no longer called a mountain, it is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I still always lovingly refer to, like, we got to hit all 3 mountains. You cannot do a day at Magic Kingdom without hitting all 3 of those babies. It's the best. You got all the thrills and stuff like that. You get a little bit of water ride. You get the darkness with the roller coaster at Space Mountain, and then you get the cool little outside train ride roller coaster in Thunder Mountain, which I do love. Got to hit the whammy. That's my other must do. So again, I'm cheating a little bit by taking 3 rides, but again, this is our podcast. I can do whatever we want.
We make the rules.
Yeah.
I agree with you. This is a perfect one. As I have said before, also on the pod, Space Mountain was the first ride I got on my first time coming to Disney World, and I absolutely loved it. As I have also said, we both said, as we have gotten older, those seats have been less forgiving, but the ride itself, the nostalgia blocks the pain. We'll just say that.
Yeah, just do it.
So yes, you definitely got to ride Space Mountain. Now I will ask you, seeing as Splash Mountain is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is it possible that we could replace it with another mountain?
We might get, so we could potentially do it with the peak, because I think the Cars land is like Grizzly Mountain Peak or something like that. So that, I don't know that that's what the ride, but the land is like Grizzly something. Wait, I'm thinking of something else. Hold on, that's not what it is at all. That Grizzly Peak is California Adventure.
I wonder if if Maleficence will be on some kind of like a mountain.
Piston Peak National. Piston Peak. So Peak Mountain. So that could be a mountain. We could replace that with Tiana's. However, like I said, even if that's called a mountain, and even if there's a mountain in the new Villains Land, I'm still gonna always say the triple mountain whammy, just for nostalgia's sake, is hitting the salt mine that used to be a mountain, which is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But we Piston Peak National Park, the new Cars Land. That's not what the ride's gonna be called. That's what that themed area is gonna be. That could be a third mountain now. We got a third mountain back.
We might have to talk about an overall, because personally, I would want to add my favorite ride, Expedition Everest. Everest is a mountain.
but that's not in the Magic Kingdom, though. You know what I mean?
No,
so like it has to be
it's not.
The Magic Kingdom.
That's a park hopper. That's a park hopper whammy.
I'll get Josh tomorrow on the phone. I'll get him and Bob out here. We'll get him on the phone and ask him. But what's your next one?
All right. So my next one is actually one of my happiest moments, because my daughter absolutely loved it. I'm going to say you need to watch the Festival of Fantasy parade. And I'm going to give a little tip. Do not watch from in front of the castle. Do not watch on Main Street. The best place that I have found to watch it is near Liberty Square, because there's not many people. When they know the parade is coming, they all rush to the castle. They all rush to Main Street. But Liberty Square, I think, were we at Pico's? I think it was. I think we had gotten lunch at Pico's, and you could just kind of watch it while eating.
Yeah.
And it was great. You didn't have people in front of you, whereas, if you want to watch it on Main Street, I need to stand up on, 2 soapboxes and have my daughter on my shoulders.
Yeah.
There's so many people. And the same thing goes for, part of Adventureland, and it's just a lot. But you definitely want to watch this parade. This is like I would say this is probably the heart and soul parade of the day. Because then after that, the next big wow is going to be, fireworks. But you definitely want to see this parade. That there are so many parades that Disney has, and this is, I would say, to me, this is the star of the show. I remember when Jazz first saw it, and she loved it. The bubbles, the characters dancing around, walking down the street, the different floats. It was perfect. So especially if you're going with young ones, you want to make sure that you catch this parade. I forget how many of them they have per day. You might know this one better than me, Cam.
I think it's just the one. I think
it's just the one.
I think they do that, and then they do the cavalcades many times throughout the day, which those are the little ones. The cavalcades are like they look like birthday gift boxes, or at least they used to back in the day, and that has the characters, and the characters like stop and get out at certain places sometimes. That one they have multiple times. The actual Festival of Fantasy, I believe, is just once a day.
Okay, so then you definitely want to see the Festival of Fantasy.
Yeah, listen, Festival of Fantasy is great. It's no Share Dream Come True parade, which Stevie, you don't even know what that is, but that was my favorite parade when I was a kid. But no, it's very good. It's a great little way to try to get some shade. You can't really get out of the heat because it's outdoors, but you try to get some shade up, especially next to Pecos Bills and stuff like that. It's just fun for everyone of all ages, just see Disney characters, just see the floats. I will preface, we are filming this literally a week before Starlight, the new nighttime parade, comes out. So I'm very interested to see what people's thoughts are on the two different parades. I think they're two different experiences, so it's hard. It's like comparing like an apple with like a pumpkin. So like they're foods, but they're very different. Just because the ambiance and stuff like that. But no, it's a great parade. Oh man, I want them to bring back Share Dream Come True. I'll show you pictures. That was my favorite parade when I was a kid. But that's a good one. But I'm going to pivot a little bit, or it's for my last one, because we only did 3 must-dos for each park. So my last one from Magic Kingdom is going to be Happily Ever After, the firework nighttime show. I used to love Wishes when I was growing up. I was sad to see it go, and that sadness lasted about 5 seconds into Happily Ever After, where I was like, oh no, that show Wishes walked so this baby could run, jump, swim, all the above. I love Happily Ever After. It's magical. I talked about it's one of my favorite things to do, like just being there with my family, watching the fireworks, just tearing up at the music, the projections, everything about it is just a great show. Still gets me to this day. I was really sad when they did I think it was Enchanted or Enchantment, whatever it was called, when it was the 50th anniversary. So that lasted for a couple of years, because I think that show not great, bad. So I was glad that Disney at least recognized, like, hey, instead of bringing a brand new show to replace Enchantment after the 50th was on, no, bring back what everybody loves. Everyone loves Happily Ever After. I was very fortunate that I got to see, like, I think I was there for the first week or two that it debuted, because I remember they still like had like the Wishes farewell shirts were on sale at the Emporium. So the Wishes had just ended, and within 5 seconds of Happily Ever After, I was like, oh no, this is the best. And still to this day, it's my favorite firework nighttime spectacular show, whatever you want to call it. Must do. You have to do it. It's quintessential Magic Kingdom to end your day with fireworks if possible. It's perfect.
Disney is going to back this as well. You have to catch the fireworks. I don't think there has ever been a Disney World commercial that didn't have a young child in awe of those fireworks.
It's the best.
You don't want to miss those fireworks. I know today you shared on the Instagram a little video for the 70th anniversary. And even though I've never been to Disneyland, just what they were saying, I was tearing up.
Yeah.
I was tearing up. Unfortunately, my daughter has a bedtime where she has not been able to see the fireworks yet, but I know when she finally does, she will love it. I know my wife and I have watched it many times. I mean, the fireworks are just amazing. There's 4th of July fireworks. There's all these other things. You can go to your local town fireworks. Nobody does it with like Disney. Sprinkle a little pixie dust on those fireworks, and it is magical. I love the fireworks.
Fun fact, if you are staying on Disney property, it's not the same as going to the park, but we did this the first year we brought Kylie, our daughter, because we didn't go see the fireworks that year. You can watch a Disney produced video of the fireworks that's like pre-recorded. So that's how we got our fireworks. It's not as good as being there in person, but it's still like, that's better than nothing, I guess, to have a nice professionally shot Disney instead of like somebody else's camera with the sound quality. Like, this is straight up, you're getting Disney sound pumping through the video. It's great. But that's my last one for must do for Magic Kingdom. Stevie, what do you got?
All right, so my last one is a snack, another snack. It is one of my favorites, but it is the Asteroid Shake from Auntie Gravity's Galactic Goodies in Tomorrowland. It is a chocolate milkshake with they used to put sprinkles on it. I don't know if they still do, but whipped cream, a little bit of chocolate sauce, and then 2 pretty much like Dunkin' Donuts chocolate munchkins, to kind of make ears or the asteroids. I love this shake. I could probably eat 5 of them
You were very high on these. Not like that, but you were like super like, damn, you got to try this. And I was like, no, dude, I got to save room for my Casey's hot dog right now.
I loved the shake. Yeah, like I said, I would 100% eat those all day. It would probably not do great for my digestive system, but they are so delicious. And the thing is, I've never been a big, I know your wife and I have talked about this before. I've never been a big soft serve person, but this shake is so good. I don't know what they're doing to it. Again, sometimes I think what Disney sprinkles on everything to just make it better than everything else, it could be illegal. Who knows? But whatever it is, the little bit of magic is amazing. Tinkerbell might be a drug dealer for all we know, because she is slinging
that pixie
gold. She's slinging that pixie. But the asteroid shakes, for me, this is a must do. You have to try them, especially if you like chocolate shakes. It's chef's kiss.
I know we got to move on to Animal Kingdom. I'm going to give one honorable mention again. It's our podcast. Okay. I can do what I want. But pineapple Dole Whip, obviously, got to do that as a snack. It's the best. Yes. I know you haven't talked about that. I tried fitting it in. I had to go triple mountain whammy instead of Dole Whip, but Dole Whip is great. But
yes, I agree. The Dole Whip is great. But I am going to say, if you really love the Dole Whip, you have to go to Disney Springs.
Yeah, you're big on that one.
The flight that they have at I forget the name of the
I don't even know if they still have the flight anymore though.
Waters of something. Well, I saw that I guess they change them out seasonally. Okay. So it's always 3 different flavors.
Okay, that's good.
The flights, the Dole Whip flights are amazing. I saw a commercial the other day. You've probably seen this before. I saw a commercial the other day for a Dole Whip commercial. I guess you can buy them.
Oh, like stores? Yeah, they're not great.
And the first thing I thought of was, how dare they take Disney and mass produce it like this?
Yeah, your boy tried it. It's not soft serve, so it's not good. It's not good.
Absolutely awful. But all right, let's move on to the Kingdom of Animals. Great Animal Kingdom. So you kick us off again. What is your first must do if you're going to Animal Kingdom?
Absolutely. It's an easy, it's a layup. It's Kilimanjaro safaris. It's the reason you're at the Animal Kingdom, to see the animals. I know, like, on paper, there are better rides like Everest, Dinosaur, almost RIP to Dinosaur, that are more thrill rides. This is not a thrill ride, but the safari is the best. It has a huge line for it, but it loads up pretty quickly because they have so many of the caravans or buses, well, not buses, but the truckers, whatever they're called, that bring the guests through. But it's cool because every other ride at Disney, you could go on 50 million times and you know what to expect. This, you never know what to expect, because one morning the animals can be super active and then the next they're not. So sometimes it's the luck of the draw what you get. The safari is awesome. I have a caveat with this must do is just do it in general. But if you can do it right before the park closes, like when it's like that golden hour sunset, the animals are very active in the morning and toward the end of the night, because during the day it's so hot they're just chilling for the most part. I remember the first time that we went on like one of these sunset-y timeline kind of safaris, it was magical. Like I remember, like, because they were so active, we had like giraffes running by us, we had zebras running by us, and I'm talking about like right next to the truck. It was incredible. Lisa and I still talk about that to this day. I think that was 2018 when we got engaged, is the first time we did it that time. But even in the morning, they're pretty active, which is great too. But the safari is awesome. Like I said, it's literally while you're there. I would love to go to Africa one day and do a real safari. I don't know if that will ever happen. So if not, I know this is not the same thing, but it's the closest I'm going to get to it, right? So you take what you can get, and this is just a slam dunk every time. Like I said, some days are better than others, just based off what animals are active. Like I remember I think when we went in May, we didn't see any giraffes at first, and all of a sudden the giraffes were coming out of their pens from behind the attraction as our car was leaving the truck.
I got some great pictures too, because I remember I brought my professional camera and got some amazing shots.
But it's just so cool. Like I said, it's the name of the park. It's why you go to do the safari, to see the animals. It's awesome. It's way better than any zoo experience you could ever get. That's my number one.
Yeah. I remember. I think also when we went, because we we got to see the baby elephant while we were there as well.
The baby
So that was
elephant
also
was
pretty
like
cool.
maybe a couple weeks old at that point.
I will say, I mean, you might feel differently. Personally, every time that I've done that, I've done afternoon ones, and I actually like going in the morning. I like rope dropping this ride, just because, it does get packed, and maybe it's the fact that, like, I don't really mind if they're all, running around and everything, but I do like the idea of getting on it early and seeing a ton of animals because they're kind of just like having breakfast.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool that way.
I will say getting there early is the move. So when we do it, we'll definitely do it in the morning, but sometimes we will do it a second time at like the nighttime, not nighttime, but like sunset. Getting there early is huge, especially if you are a family that's using lightning lanes. Do not waste a lightning lane list. Everyone and their mother is trying to rope drop Flight of Passage, basically.
Yeah.
So like, that's a great ride. But we don't really go on it because Lisa's not a big fan of it because she doesn't like the motion simulator aspect of it. My daughter obviously can't do it. So if I do it, I do it. It's a fine ride. I know people love that ride. It's a fine. It might even be one of your must-dos. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But rope drop Kilimanjaro, because in the afternoon, that's when that line gets super busy. And you could go around that by getting a fast pass. But if you go right away, you don't have to even waste a fast pass. You can use that fast pass on something else, like Dinosaur, for however long it's still there, December, November, whenever it's done, or any of the other rides, especially when you get the Tropical Americas coming in and you're going to have that Encanto ride, you're going to have the Indiana Jones ride. I would never waste lightning lane on this attraction.
Yeah.
You can just get it done in the morning and be done with it.
Yeah, I agree. Kilimanjaro is a morning ride. You see so much, and like you said, you're always going to see something amazing. Like, it might not be as great as maybe another time that you went, but you're always going to find something that's just like, wow, I can't believe, the rhinos are so close, or that, the antelopes are walking right past us, or like we said, the giraffes were like walking towards us. It's always amazing.
Yeah. What's your number one,
right.
Stevie?
So my number one, this is for the parents out there. The parents, those who are over the age of 21. I'm going to tell you to go to Pandora, go to a place called Pongu Pongu, and get yourself the Rum Blossom. This drink is so delicious. It is, I think I wrote it down somewhere just so I can make sure I'm giving you guys the correct notes of it. So as they put it, it is Bacardi Superior Rum with layers of apple and dessert pear limeade topped with boba balls. It is so delicious. It's a nice, sweet, fruity drink. Obviously, the rum gives it a nice punch, but it is, I love tropical drinks as it is. This is right up that alley. If you're somebody that wants something, nice and refreshing while you're at Animal Kingdom, while you're walking around, because even though Animal Kingdom has the best shade of all of the parks, it still does get hot. Sometimes it can get really humid because whatever heat does go through, it really gets captured under those trees. This drink is beautiful. I don't know if you've ever tried it before, Cam.
No, I'm not a huge rum guy.
Oh, I love rum. Maybe it's the Caribbean in me, but I absolutely love rum. And this is, I think, the first time that I tried this. Wasn't last time, but the time before, when they had really just kind of opened the whole like Pandora area. And from the first sip, I was like, we might need to take a seat. Like, this is my happy hour drink of choice.
Love that for you.
Yes, it's so good. So if you do like fruity drinks, I definitely would say check it out.
Well, for my next one, might as well stick in Pandora. I'm not doing a drink, but I am doing a food item, and that's going to be at Satuli Cantina, the cheeseburger steamed pods. Absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite counter service meal item you can get at a Disney park is the cheeseburger steamed pods. They are bao buns of like it sounds like cheeseburgers. They're steamed. They taste like a McDouble from McDonald's in there. They're great. They come with these awesome like veggie chips. You get one for a kid's meal, 2 pods for an adult meal, and I look forward to this every time. A lot of my family loves going to Flame Tree Barbecue for lunch, so I will say, have a good one, see you later, enjoy your barbecue, and I will go walk by myself to Satuli Cantina and get my cheeseburger pods anytime I'm in Animal Kingdom. It is my favorite counter service. It's a must do, especially if you want to just explore, because you can take them on the go. So like I'll just be there, the burgers basically, so I'll just be walking around munching on these pods, taking in the beauty that is Pandora, because it is one of the most beautiful lands that's ever been created in Disney Park. So immersive. But having that awesome cheeseburger pod with it is just chef's kiss.
So how big? 'Cause I don't think I've ever actually seen them, and it's probably because by the time that you got them and then reconnected with the group, you had already inhaled them.
They were gone. They were gone.
How like big are they?
They're a bao bun size. I don't know. Like they're like maybe the size of my fist. They're pretty good sizes. I'm not a big bao bun guy. Like this is probably the only thing I've eaten in a bao bun in my life.
Yeah.
They're 2 like fist size bao buns, I would say, filled with the cheese, and it's so yummy, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think I've ever actually seen them, but like, I guess in my mind, like I'm thinking of like, are these like, like mac and cheese bites, like size or everything? But I was like, no. If you say they're pretty big, then I'm like, okay, that sounds awesome. I'll have people on my list to give this a try.
A lot of my friends like these 2, and they know I like them, so I'll just get like a random text of like no words, just a picture of the bao buns, and I'll just text back, freak you, but I use a swear word. So mad that they're having it and I'm not, and then I just don't talk to them the rest of the trip until they come back, and then obviously I'm like, well, how was your trip? How was my bao buns? Were they good? They still good? Great. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, gotta have that good food.
What do you got for your next one?
Well, for my next one, no surprise, one of my favorite rides, and we brought this up when we came up on our roller coasters. You got to get on Expedition Everest.
It's the GOAT, one of the GOATs.
I love Expedition Everest. I struggle with heights, and Expedition Everest was one of those rides that kind of helped, it's like, not cured me, but helped ease me out of my fear and kind of get on more roller coasters. A lot of people get terrified by that first kind of like lift where you just, click, 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 and you're going through like the temple awnings, etc., and you just can't keep going up. And it's almost like 50 feet of just track and trolley.
Yeah.
And if you are somebody that's scared of heights, you're just kind of like, I'm just on a beam heading up, and this is freaking me out. But everything about it, I mean, I love that that Everest tells such an awesome story as it is. Mm-hmm. When you get to that end and the tracks are broken, and then you end up going backwards and then forwards again, and then you're running from the Yeti or the Abominable Snowman, whatever it is that they want to call him. I think they call him the Yeti.
Yeti, yeah.
And I think it's such a great thrill ride with an old school feel to it. This is before Pandora was made. Outside of the safari, this is like, to me, I would say this is the ride of Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. So if you like roller coasters, if you like just thrill rides in general, this is definitely a must. You have to get on this ride.
Yeah, this absolutely would have been on my must-do list. I didn't do it because I was like, well, Stevie's going to cover this. So I instead went for my next one, instead of another ride, because I already had Kilimanjaro Safari, I went with the show. It's Festival of the Lion King. Lion King's my favorite Disney movie, one of them at least. Festival of the Lion King is a great show. Awesome for everyone of all ages, kids, adults, all that stuff. My daughter absolutely loved it. Even the quote unquote scary part with the be prepared with the fire. She was amazed by that fire dancer. It was really cool. Still to this day, I get my feels a little bit when you get the "Can you feel the love tonight?" and you get the people, the bird people like flying around on their harnesses and stuff like that. It's great. It's a great show. You have the funny moments with the tumble monkeys singing Hakuna Matata with Timon. It's always been a must do. I remember back in the day when it used to be in Camp Mini Mickey, before that became Pandora, and I was really nervous that was going to be something we would lose. And luckily, it made its way to the African land in Animal Kingdom, and we still have that show to this day. It's great. They do multiple shows a day. It's really, really popular. They're always filling up that theater, and it's a must do. You got to do it. It's really great to see Simba and the gang singing the songs from one of my favorite Disney films.
Yeah, it is. It is an awesome show. I believe we've gone to it almost every time that we've gone to Animal Kingdom. So yeah, this makes sense to be a must do. I mean, The Lion King, we're 90s babies. So The Lion King is in our DNA. There's no escaping it. I love the show. Yeah, our daughters loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, even though my daughter wasn't really walking, this was one of the few shows where she was not trying to like squirm and roll. Yeah. She was locked in.
They both were. It was awesome.
Yeah, they absolutely loved it. I will say for people, if you're not there early or have like a lightning lane for this or whatever, and you don't get those front rows, don't get discouraged. Honestly, being in the middle or even a little higher up, because then the view is perfect because you can really see everything that's going on. Like, this is one of those shows where I would actually prefer not to be in one of those front rows and like almost like be in the middle of everything going on. I like sitting back a little bit and seeing all the different characters coming out from different sides and all the dances and how everything collaborates together. It is definitely a beautiful show.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't compare it to Tarzan Rocks, but
it's better. I promise you, it's better than Tarzan Rocks.
but I do love this. I do love this show. Yeah, this is a great one.
All right, Stevie, take us home. What's your last must do for this episode with Animal Kingdom?
All right, so my last one, I thought about putting Flight of Passage, but instead, I'm going with two characters. And it's mainly because you cannot meet these two characters anywhere else. One of my first loves, Pocahontas, and my favorite Disney dog, I'm sorry, Pluto, but Doug from Up. I always, whenever they're there, I try to meet them because, yeah, you can't meet Pocahontas or Doug anywhere else. Mickey is at every park. Donald, Daisy, I think.
They're basically at everything.
I think Chip and Dale are also there.
Most of the time, yeah. I don't think I've seen them at Animal Kingdom, but no, they used to be. They used to be in dinosaur costumes. I'm mistaken.
Yes. Moana is there. But you can also see Moana near her.
I don't know if they took that away after the movie, though. I don't know if they took that away. They might have. I know what you're talking about. She was at Animal Kingdom for the longest time, but I think she might be. But still, you can meet her somewhere else at Epcot. Yeah,
there's other places to meet her, but Pocahontas, again, being a 90s baby, Pocahontas is kind of in that Hall of Fame. I don't care what anybody says. I consider the 90s the golden age of Disney movies. And she is one of them. I think this is another thing that me and Lisa have talked about before. She is one of the Disney princesses that doesn't get a lot of the shine. Because I guess if you've got more color on you than Mulan, they leave you off a lot of posters. But Pocahontas, I love seeing. And then Doug is just so funny. I love Doug.
Doug's a great character.
Watching the movie Up, I think you can also meet Russell there. Yeah, Russell is cool.
That's my boy. That's my guy.
Russell is cool too, but for me, it's all about Doug. I know on Disney Plus, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they have the shorts.
Doug Days.
Shorts.
Me and Katie were literally talking about that today at work.
Love Doug Days. What's actually funny, my youngest, Tucker, loves Doug. Like, if we put it on TV, he watches it the whole time. It's hilarious. But yes, I would say these are two characters to meet just because you're not going to be able to see them anywhere else. And especially if you have young ones. Up is a relatively newer movie, so it's definitely one that you're going to want to show your kids. But then for the adults, you gotta get your homegirl Pocahontas. Yeah.
That was good. I do like some of the character exclusivity. Yeah, that you do at Animal Kingdom, like you said, Pocahontas, Doug, Russell. Back in the day, used to be able to meet Flick and Ada, R.I.P. Touch to be a bug. But yeah, the great things. Yeah, the character meet and greets are really, really fun at a lot of these parks, and especially where you have exclusive characters like that, especially a face character like Pocahontas that can actually interact with you and talk to you. That's pretty cool.
100%.
Stevie, those are our must-dos for Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. The two kingdoms done. We'll do Epcot and Hollywood Studios down the line, maybe next month. Anything you want to plug before we hop off for this one?
I don't think I have anything on my end, so the floor is yours.
So I'm going to plug our Instagram, Dadventures Around the Kingdom, as well as my Instagram for my travel agency, Magical Vacays by Cam. The reason I'm really plugging these is because this episode is coming out July 22nd, 2025. I leave for Disney for my Remembering Vacations training on the 23rd, and I will be at Disney parks on the 24th and the 27th, and I will be around the Disney area that whole week. Basically, I'm going to go to Epic Universe. So if you want to follow along with my adventures, get some glimpses of Disney, Epic Universe, definitely follow along those social medias because I'll be blowing up the feeds. I'll be blowing up the Instagram stories. So I'd love to have people follow along. If there's something you want to see at one of the parks, I'm going to Epcot, I'm going to Hollywood Studios and Epic Universe. Let me know. We'll be happy to capture those moments for you guys. Perfect. So you heard it. You can jump in Cam's pocket and you can go see Disney. It's a lot cheaper than going there. But all right. I think that's going to be it for today, Cam. Let's do it. This was great. I'm excited to talk about Epcot and Hollywood Studios in a future date, but love talking Animal Kingdom, love talking Magic Kingdom, and love talking must-dos and Disney with you, Stevie. Yep. And with that, guys, we're going to sign off. As always, keep it magical. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. You can listen to the pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can also find us on our Instagram at Dadventures Around the Kingdom. If you have any ideas for future episode topics you'd like to hear, be sure to DM us on Instagram or email us at datkpod@gmail.com. Again, that's datkpod@gmail.com. If you want to follow our host Stevie on Instagram, you can do that at StevieJenko. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can also do that by following at Magical Vacays by Cam. That's my travel agency page. If you're interested in booking Walt Disney World or Disneyland vacation at no additional cost to you, feel free to DM me on there so we can definitely talk and I can get you a free, no obligation quote. Again, thanks for listening to Dadventures Around the Kingdom. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.